yachad. Hine matov, how good it is that we are here to gather, to sing and pray and celebrate Shabbat. So if you have not taken a deep breath yet today, now's your moment. We can release some of the stress of the week, let in more peace and rest for Shabbat. Hine matov. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Ki yesh meira Shabbat el yishmereini. Ki yesh meira Shabbat el yishmereini. Oti le'ol meyad beino uveini. Oti le'ol meyad beino uveini. Ki yesh meira Shabbat el yishmereini. Ki yesh meira Shabbat el yishmereini. Oti le'ol meyad beino uveini. Oti le'ol meyad beino uveini.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And thank you for joining us tonight at Peninsula Temple Beth El. Welcome to everyone here in person. Welcome to everyone here on Zoom. Thank you for coming out to celebrate Shabbat together as a community. Tonight we're celebrating as Em and Elizabeth become Benot Mitzvah. Tomorrow you'll both be up here leading services, but tonight you're going to get to sit back and relax and celebrate with your family, except for right now when I'm going to call you up. So come on up to light our Shabbat candles as we're going to begin our service, as we always do here, by honoring the women in your family. So we're going to call up Chelsea, Elizabeth, Rona, Marcia, Alice, and Karen, and Em, Dana, Robin, Zoe, and Irene to come light our candles.
As the Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we be our light. Give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled lights, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Beautiful. All right, Elizabeth, do you want to pick up the whole candle? Just Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת.
We turn to page 20 for L'chadodi.
Alyssa, this is a special moment for me because this is the first time in which one of my previous B'nai Mitzvah students is here as our rabbinic intern. So it's a special moment in which things get to come full circle. So it's fun to get to lead with you this evening. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela 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 שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתחילה לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד עיני עלייך נגלה לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
We rise and face the doors to welcome in the Shabbat bride as we turn to verse 9.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני ים סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. One more time, now you know it. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. יא לילה לילה לילה, יא לילה לילה לילה, יא לילה לילה לילה, יא לילה יא לילה לילה לילה, יא לילה לילה לילה, יא לילה לילה לילה, יא לילה לילה לילה, יא לילה לילה.
we'll stay standing for this next prayer. The next prayer is the Baruch Hu, which is our call to prayer. It's actually the first prayer in this service. We've blessed the candles and we've welcomed in the Shabbat bride, but this is the first time we're going to be engaging with the divine. So however you conceptualize that idea of divine, of God, we are now going to enter that conversation with the Baruch Hu on page 28.
Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai la lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai la lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Page 34.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto le'olam va'ed.
We continue on page 36 with the Ve'ahavta, and you may be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinatan levanecha, vedibarta bam, veshivtecha bebeitecha, uvlechtecha baderech, uvshochbecha, uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, vehayu letotafot bein einecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. As we turn to the Michamocha, I'm going to read the poem that is on page 39 before we continue into the Michamocha on page 40. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching forward together.
We are walking, we are walking, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking, we are walking, we are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking, we are walking, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking, we are walking, we are walking in the light of God. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot seifele. Nora tehilot seifele. We are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking, we are walking, we are walking, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking, we are walking, we are walking in the light of God.
With Mi Chamocha, we celebrated our redemption from Egypt and liberation from the narrow places in our minds. In our Hashkivenu, our next prayer, we're going to pray for our future, for peace and for safety when we're vulnerable. We join together on page 42.
I don't know about you, but the state of the world is getting me down these days. And it's taking even more work internally to stay buoyant, to stay present to what's happening, but also to not feel like it's dragging me down. It's hard to know where we can have impact and where we can have a positive impact. But I believe that if we can create a sense of light within us somehow, through relationship, through love for one another, through love for a pet, through love of a hobby, to generate some type of sense of love and light, that is going to emanate out. So for us to find that sense of internal light and to send it out, so that we can generate the peace that really needs to happen. Please. And so we ask for protection, not just for us, but for all of humanity. Shomreinu, that God is a guardian of everyone. So I like to envision just this, the world encapsulated in light. So however you can send that light and that love out, it may have an impact that you will never know, but all we can do is try to generate it within ourselves and offer that prayer out. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom Ve'echa Amideinu Shomreinu Lechaim Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha. Guardian of life, guardian of peace, keep us safe in the night. Shomreinu Lechayim. Guardian of life, guardian of peace, keep us safe in the night. Shomreinu Lechayim. Shomreinu Lechayim. Keep us safe in the night. Shomreinu Lechayim. Guardian of life, guardian of peace, keep us safe in the night. Shomreinu Lechayim. Guard the sweet soul of humanity. Please protect us under your great canopy, so we will feel the shelter of your love. Feel the shelter of your love. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom Ve'echa Amideinu Shomreinu Lechaim Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha.
We are now entering the Amidah, which is often seen as the centerpiece of the service. It's the point where we really talk directly to God, where we're at this closest point with the divine. So we're going to begin together and set our intentions and rise together, and then we're going to continue silently. And I invite you either to read along with the words on the page, if that so inspires you. Yes, we can rise, thank you. Conflicting instructions, or you can just pray from the heart. So we'll join together on page 46 to set our intentions for the Amidah.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayers? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Adonai Sefatai Tiftach Uv ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may praise your name. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la. Oh, sweet Spirit, hear my prayer. Help these words heal someone out there. I am but a voice, just a cry in the air, but I sing nonetheless in this pain we share. Oh, sweet friends, come and dry your eyes and hold each other by this tree of life. I'm angry and tired of this great divide, but I sing nonetheless with love on our side. Oh, sweet friends who feel broken down, we're healed together somewhere, somehow. Time and again we have been let down, but we sing nonetheless, still whole and still proud.
If you are thinking of someone today who could benefit from the thoughts and prayers of this community for healing, spiritual, mental, or physical, I invite you to rise and I'll come around and you can share their name with me. The community is also thinking of Stephanie Leavitt, Marilyn Greenwald, Marcia Margolin, Francie Karp, Donna Spanger, Evan Bin, Lynn Etlinger, Larry Margolis, Gary Verbin, Larry Gurman, Rebecca Fraser, Marcel Fraser, Sherry Berenstein, Maxine Rogo, Perry Meskin, David Habib, Anna Tran, Lev Heschel Ben Bat Ami, Suzanne Price, Carney Friedman family, Carol Kleinman, Art Miller, Sergio Ribka, Ruth Raimhi, Carol Penn, Jessica Bobson, Abdullah Ibrahim, Cindy Brines, Luis Eliscu, Dolores Gould, Elisheva Khana, Eric Hines, Michael McNally, Helene Gagnon, Sophia Khana, Betty Nazarian, and Rita Harai.
O sweet Spirit, hear my prayer. Help these words heal someone out there.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My name is Alyssa. I am student rabbi Alyssa. I'm currently in my second year at Hebrew Union College, and I've had the privilege of being here at my home congregation of Peninsula Temple Beth El. So that's just a little who I am and why I'm about to talk to you. So this week's Parsha is Korach, which Em and Elizabeth will tell you more about tomorrow, so I won't give a full summary now because spoilers. But to suffice it to say that this Parsha contains a rebellion. And I think it's safe to say that topics of rebellion are on everyone's mind right now, what with the hearings going on. But this parsha is a little different. A group of Israelites rise up against Moses and Aaron and declare, "You have gone too far. For all the community you are holy, all of them, and the Eternal is in their midst. Why then do you raise yourselves above the Eternal's congregation?" So basically, they're wondering why Moses places himself so high above everyone else. So Moses devises a test through which God will choose which people will be considered holy enough to enter this Holy of Holies, which is an honor granted only to Aaron and his immediate descendants. The people don't respond well to this suggestion. They ask, "Is it not enough that you brought us from a land flowing with milk and honey to have us die in the wilderness, that you would also lord it over us?" The audacity, am I right? To which Moses essentially rolls his eyes and says to God, "Pay no regard to them or their offerings. I have not taken the donkey of any one of them, nor have I wronged them." I had a hard time writing this drash because I didn't know whose side to take. On the one hand, you could say that the Israelites were being ungrateful. They refer to Egypt as the land flowing with milk and honey, despite the atrocities and slavery that they faced there. On the other hand, Moses really shouldn't be the one to say whether or not he has wronged someone. The person who feels wrong can determine that. And so this is where I become torn, because Moses is a leader, a human leader, and as we know, human leaders are fallible. Who's to say that Moses didn't let the power go to his head and act literally holier than thou? The narrative is told with Moses as the sympathetic hero, and we still see instances of him losing his temper and not acting rationally. I also believe that change comes through revolution, and we have nothing to lose but our chains, power to the people, and all that. But in this situation, the people rebelling are described as being chieftains of the community, many of them Levites with special privileges already. These are not the common people. They want not just more power, but more holiness. As many of you may know, and I promise this is not a non sequitur, I spent the last year living in Israel. While I was there, I spent every Rosh Chodesh, the first of the month, praying with Women of the Wall. Women of the Wall was founded in 1989 as a group of mostly Orthodox women who wanted to be able to pray out loud and read from the Torah at the Kotel, the Western Wall, just like any man. They were faced with violence and tear gas, chairs thrown over the mechitza, dividing men from women. I regret to inform you that in over 30 years, not much has changed on that front. Women of the Wall have struggled and fought to even be able to bring talitot to the wall without them being confiscated by security. They have to smuggle in Torahs in ways that are such closely guarded secrets that in my 10 months praying with them and serving as their intern, I only ever discovered one way that they smuggled the Torah in past security. The egalitarian section of the Western Wall is a plaza where all genders can pray together, and it's a huge success for Women of the Wall, but it isn't a true win. Whenever we would pray, the ultra-Orthodox community would bus in schoolgirls from all across the country to fill up the women's section, so we could sometimes barely fit into that already small women's section, so they could spit at us and pull our hair and pinch our arms. They blew whistles in our ears until I couldn't hear myself the next day and screamed to drown out the Shema. And they somehow thought that they were more holy than us. When I think of fighting for holiness, that's what I think of. We're fighting to be considered holy, not because we need their validation, but because we want to be left alone to pray in the way that is holy to us, in a way that is for some reason acceptable for men, but not for women. The holiness we fight for is very different from the holiness that Korach fought for. His was a lust for power disguised as a desire for closeness to God. The holiness we fight for is the holiness of empowerment. The way people fight for empowerment varies. It can be a rainbow-colored march in cities across the world once a year. It can be picketing outside an embassy for reproductive rights back home across the world. It can be unionizing and striking. For those of us who have power already, like Korach's followers, don't need to fight for our own empowerment, but we need to fight for the empowerment of others. Here at PTBE, we can support our diversity, equity, and inclusion working group or join Road Faith Tzedek to work towards empowerment locally. As we celebrate the result of a 200-year-old revolution this weekend, I would encourage you all to think about power and empowerment. And as we read this Parsha tomorrow with Em and Elizabeth, think about whose side you are on. Do you side with Korach, who has valid criticism of the government and is punished for his audacity to speak out? Or do you side with Moses, who is attacked by a power-hungry group of discontented Israelites, even as he attempts to placate them? Whose narrative resonates with you more? I don't think there's a right answer, but I do believe how we read each Parsha and what we take from it says a lot about our current mindsets and focuses. Shabbat Shalom. And now for our announcements. I believe Steve Diamond is here. Steve? Bueller? Immediate past president Roger Feigelson, do you have any announcements? Oh, is he here?
He's here. Hold on.
Steve, if you put it in the chat, I can read it in an impression of you.
Welcome, everyone.
Steve.
Welcome to summer at Peninsula Temple Bethel. Whether you're here with us physically or Zooming in, we're very happy to be together with you this Shabbat. Thank you, Cantor Lana and student Rabbi Alyssa, for the beautiful Erev Shabbat service tonight. Mazal Tov to Em and the Seidel family, and Elizabeth and the Yuan family on Em and Elizabeth's Bar Mitzvah. Please join our Saturday morning service via Zoom to help celebrate with the families. The Zoom coordinates are in the e-news blast. I have a few announcements to share with you tonight. To support Ukrainian Jews during the crisis, you can make donations to a variety of relief groups, including Hazon, the Jewish Federation of North America, the Joint Distribution Committee, and the Jewish Community Federation Ukraine Emergency Fund. Also, Hebrew Free Loan is now offering interest-free Ukraine assistance loans to those who need funds to support their loved ones in Ukraine or fleeing to safety, and you'll find links to donate in the e-news blast. Now, if you can picture yourself working toward a more just society, building community, and enjoying the Pacific Northwest, maybe the Tivnu Gap Year program is right for you. Spots in the 2022-23 cohort are filling up, but there's still room for a couple of more Tivnuniks. Tivnuniks? For more information, contact Tivnu's outreach coordinator, Leanna, via the e-news blast. And if you need a mezuzah for your home, a talis for your bar mitzvah child, or you, perhaps, or you're doing some advanced planning for the high holidays, don't forget the PBBE gift shop. This summer, the gift shop is open by appointment on Wednesday and Friday afternoons. Please contact Pam Abraham via the e-news blast. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom. We're now going to turn our thoughts to those who are no longer with us. When we think of loved ones who are no longer with us, we turn to the mourner's Kaddish. Notably, the mourner's Kaddish does not actually mention death or mourning. It's actually a prayer for peace and comfort. It's not a prayer for the dead, it's a prayer for the living. So I would invite you, if you are currently in that period of mourning for a loved one or observing a yard site, the period of a year after a death, I would invite you to stand and share the name with us as my eyes pass around the congregation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We can rise together as a congregation if that is your custom and join together. First, the yard sites observed by the community. David Keith Kallman, Robert William Bertolina, Louis Hirsch, Hal Stein, Ralph Barkoff, Marilyn Berger, Molly Bernard, Gladys Blumenthal, Fega Butler, Aaron Cohen, Ita Cohen, Leah Davidson, Peter Denola, Joe Dreisen, Naomi Goldschall, Naomi Goldstein, Richard Gonzalez, Selma Gordon, Renelle Harris, Ruth Hope, Jerry Kleiman, Albert Levitt, Marlene Maluth, Charles Mayer, Bertha Montague, Susan Pines, Fanny Polanski, Ruth Rosenberg, Louise Schmidt, Stella Singer, Rose Laurie Spindell, Dorothy Teal, Azaria Turkinitz, Arthur Weinstein, Terry White, Elaine Zins. We're on page 294 for the Kaddish. Thank you. Yit gadal v'yit gadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach yeruteh ve'amlich malchuteh. B'chayechon u'v'yamechon u'v'chayeh dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen.
Amen.
Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'olmei almaya. Yit barach v'ish tabach v'it pa'ar v'it romam v'it naseh. V'it hadar v'it haleh v'it halal. Shmed kudesha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen.
Amen.
Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen.
Amen.
As we move from the generations of our past to the generations of our future, I would like to invite up Em and Elizabeth one more time to lead us in Kiddush and Hamotzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. B'Shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon chinchilanu. Zikaron lema'aseh Bereshit, ki hu yom techila lemikra chodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'chata ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim. בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Amen.
All right, l'chaim. Take a sip. All right. I'll trade you. You can hold the challah. And Elizabeth will get your challah. It's here. All right. Hamotzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen.
All right. Take a piece off. Enjoy it. Extra, you can put it in the bag. Share with your family. Yours to take home. Maybe some French toast before the service tomorrow. All right, you guys can take a seat. We look forward to celebrating with you both and your families tomorrow morning. Yasha Koach, Alyssa, beautiful drosh, and we close it off with a prayer for peace. But we got to stand for a closing song. It's just like a thing that we do here. I don't know. It's a tradition. Oh, say shalom. Bimromav. Oh, say shalom. Bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu. Count it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. The peepers. Thank you.
You're officially past the baton.
I am. Look, I'm back to my regular role.
But he has a past president one. He's just not wearing it.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you.
Really good.
Longer than my usual ones.
Spot on. Very good. Roger, nice to see you.
Yes, thank you.
Now, how do we get you here? How many more years?
Well, with the rotation we've had here. 4 or 5, if people keep pushing me for the Masters in Education, 5.
So we'll have to push someone out by or find budget to hire an extra.
Oh my God, because with the way, if you didn't say that you were student rep, I know you don't.
You're sweet.
She's right, actually.
No,
I'm the
I'm
youngest in
being
my class.
honest.
I'm the least.
But you're poised and you're comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, very much so.
Children's musical theater. It's so true. The Lost Boy. I can credit it all to the Lost Boy I played in Peter Pan in 2007.
Comfortable with yourself and your voice.
Yeah,
And your,
because there was that, yeah, I mean, there's no, when you're speaking in front of people, you have so much poise, it's ridiculous.
Thank you.
I guess it must be your upbringing, your mom.
I like the way you're.
public speaking is not from me.
No, it is not.
No, public speaking
I deserved that after last week.
Yeah, I know.
after last week.
He called me out.
Oh, yes, he did. Right in the middle of the Bema, didn't he? I don't remember what he said. It was funny, though. I got to go track down some
I did
people.
meet her last week. I was working with her.
Oh, I just said I
Did you take my time?
I wanted to acknowledge her that I saw her and that she was with us and